All right, welcome everyone here to the Trojan Tundra. Andy O'Hara alongside me here this season. We'll have Brayden Cunningham joining us, Kenny Barnhart, the Hall of Famer Ryan Limler, and of course our student team consisting of Braylon Fisher, Caden Hummich. We'll also have Lewis Hill and Chris joining us this season as our student group here for the Triton Trojan Sports. We're broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSA Champions Network. Brayden, a lot of things new this year. Of course, player, now you got a headset on.
Yeah.
So for you, the scrimmages, okay, we call it a glorified practice, which is basically what it is. What kind of things are these two teams going to really try to be feeling out as this evening goes on?
I think it's going to just be a good time to get a good look against some new players that you don't recognize every day in the school, and you can really get some good hits going, get your plays going full speed. I know sometimes in practice it's hard to go full speed, lined up against a guy you know, so this will be a good time to get some good reps and feel some game speed to get ready for next week.
And this is going to be really key for these next 2 weeks because you can, right out of the gate, LaVille and Bremen right out of the gate for Triton. Yeah, you host LaVille, you're at Bremen, but playing against a Jimtown team, a 3A team that's has been very successful over the years. I mean, a team that's won almost 250 games in their school history, and I mean, obviously 4 state championships. They know what they're doing over there with the 3A school. These guys are tough. There's a big roster. There's a lot of size with them. I think this is a perfect way for Triton to really kind of gauge themselves before the season gets started.
I completely agree. I think it's a great idea for us to start the season off with a good scrimmage against a great team, get us really going and have a good start to the season, because I know sometimes start off easy scrimmage, you get a little big-headed, and then you go into that first game not fully prepared.
And it's kind of a good way to kind of get your feet wet, kind of figure out what's going to be best, what things, and yeah, there's going to be some tape on some mistakes being made because obviously there's going to be film being shared between teams. But yet, this is where you make the mistakes because obviously we want to hit the ground running when the season kicks off next week. So things a little bit different. So what we're going to have is option B. So tonight you're going to have a 20-minute warm-up, which was just about concluded. Team A will get 15 plays or 18 minutes, or 15 plays and 18 minutes. After that for Team B, we'll have a break. Then it'll be 10 plays or 12 minutes for the two teams to play both offense and defense. Then we'll have another break, and then they'll do it again. And then after that, we'll have 8 plays or 8 minutes with the reserves after that, and we'll have a break in between there. So it's a little bit different. You're not going to see a lot of score. You're not really going to go off scoreboard a whole lot tonight or this evening, but it's still good to kind of get up there and get that game speed underway.
Yeah, absolutely. You get the feel of get the plays called into the huddle. You're not just right there next to coach. He's standing there calling it to you. You actually got to run them in. The speed of the game, you can get a lot of things going around, so you got to really make sure you're focused and listening heavy and just running your plays as best as you can.
You know, Coach Whitaker coming into his second season as head coach. He's been his 6th year here. Of course, he's a guy that was a graduate from the team that's across the way, and he was a student coach over there, or he was a coach with them for a long time as well. And last season, not a bad way to start. 8-4 in his first season. Very successful team last year. You know, got all the way to the sectional championship. Lost North Judson in that spot there, but you know, this group, there was a lot of things to really like. Yeah, you got some big departures. No Cole Shively. I mean, Cole graduating. Obviously, a lot of other guys coming off as well that aren't there anymore, but these groups here, there's a lot to like about what you see on both sides of the ball for Triton.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, like you said, we're losing a lot of people, especially a lot of big, strong linemen in that graduating class. So we're seeing some smaller size, but big at heart. We're going to see some big plays out there tonight.
And these guys here, what I like about this Triton team is they're going to have that ability to really wear you down how they play defense. These guys have been in the weight room all offseason doing a lot of things extremely well. So under center, we're going to have Mason Armstrong, the 6'3", 190-pound senior quarterback. And trying to get our first penalty of the scrimmage here. So they're going to call a false start. So
not a great way to start. I mean, you want to start off right, and you want to be watching that ball. As soon as it moves, you're going.
And like I said, this is kind of where you want to work the bugs out. I mean, you're seeing it right now with the NFL preseason and in college, of course, with their scrimmages, trying to get things worked out. For these officials tonight, it's a scrimmage for them, and it was the same way for us, Kenny, tonight, trying to get everything set up and figured out as well.
This will be one of those, let's put it this way, we're burning the paint off the manifold because we're warming things up tonight. Brand new system, getting her broke in.
Yeah, we're looking forward to all the cool things we got coming this year. So now we'll reset. Can't read across the way there. So now we'll go back under center. 2 backs in the backfield. The line gets set, and they're going to get another flag. And they're going to call it again on Jimtown.
Yeah, I couldn't see who moved off the start.
So I don't know if it's that reset when they're going down there to set there.
I like that the refs are really getting after it, though. I mean, in a scrimmage, that's where you want to get called out for all your penalties. Get them out of the way for the season.
Of course, Jimtown, they're going to start off with Northwood, a team that went to state last season. have that game at home, be their first game next week of the 2024 season. All right, take 2. First down and 10. Armstrong takes a snap, goes right up the middle. Gets hit initially by Rimble. The ball comes free, and Triton forces a fumble right out of the gate as they jumped in there on Ty Zartman to knock it away.
See if we can make sure this stuff works.
Great job. You see those middles just ready to fly down in there downhill. Colton Reynolds almost falling off. Gets in there.
Looks like Colton Reynolds forced the fumble. So not a bad way for Triton to start here, forcing a fumble. This defense, these guys, there's a lot of athleticism, I think, and these guys are very strong on this Triton side.
Absolutely.
Armstrong again, same formation. The offense gets set. This time goes on into Hummel. Hummel trying to find some space, and there's that Triton front line again, standing tall here early.
Whole bunch of blue hats on that one. That's what you like to see. 11 hats to the ball. That's what we always preach.
The defense, that's what you kind of want to see. Like you said, graduate a lot on that line last year. You know, you don't have the freight train out there with Worsham, and there's some guys that are not out there this season, but obviously graduating, it happens. But with these guys here, I think you got a good, nice front line with there. If you look at the guys along there with Vinny Prater, I think this is a nice spot for Vinny.
I completely agree. He's very strong in the weight room, so he could easily push a guy back on the O-line.
And this time we're going to go with the inside handoff. That time it goes to Zartman.
Looks like Zach Rinsberger on that one.
And Zach Rinsberger in on the tackle.
And yeah, like you said, it's a lot different on that line. Usually you see a typical 4-4 lineup for us, but this year we only got 3 down linemen, but then you got the outside backers kind of rolling up. Gives it a sort of a 5-2 look.
And Maddox Denny, he's one guy that you're going to hear his name a lot this year. This guy's got a high motor. This guy can move. He can do a lot of nice things. Very athletic. I mean, they call him Mad Dog for a reason because once he gets kind of fired up, he's a guy that's going to be tough to stop. Third down now. Going to go right back up the gut. Zartman, and he's going to have enough for a first down as he gets just past the chains.
There's Colton Reynolds on that one. Typical, you're going to hear that name a lot this season.
And we call him the Torpedo for a reason. This kid here, you want to talk about probably one of my favorite linebackers. I guess number 2. I mean, the other one's set up here with the microphone on. But you got to love the way he plays defense backer as a linebacker. He just shows up. It's like a torpedo. He's fired under the water. You don't know where it's at, and boom, there it is.
Perfectly fitting nickname for him. Always flying downfield, just like you should.
First down and 10 now from their own 46-yard line. Armstrong looking to throw, has a man with the one-on-one coverage. Too high as he goes to adjust. Intended for Javen Jackson. Now to bring up second down.
Just looks like he just got out of his arm reach there.
You see Gage in that zone with him right there.
And a nice thing for me, Gage, getting that head turned around and really tracking that ball and not focusing. That right there is a big thing, especially keep in mind on as a defensive back. You got to keep that head turned around towards the ball.
Absolutely. That's what I'm teaching my little junior high kids out there every day. Tell them about 2-3 times so they remember it, but hey, we'll get the hang of it.
They'll get it eventually. Back under center, 2 wide receivers split to the left here. And Reppert and Kite. Armstrong, quick hitter up there, and as they'll get now knocked in, Tanner Witt, Hoyo, and the missile, Wayne Reichert in on the tackle as Reppert gets a couple yards there on the catch. It's third down now.
Great breakdown by Tanner in the open field. I know that's a tough spot to be in. You just got to break down and make that good tackle. Have everybody else flow to the ball.
And if you notice the scoreboard to 7, that is their plays that they're having.
Oh, yes.
It's not the actual score.
Yes, so make sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're just a little different for tonight's scrimmage setup.
I saw that, and Kenny beat me to it.
I'd like to see Ben McFarland out there leading that defense.
And Ben, we'll get to see some of the interviews. I had a fun interview with Ben. Ben, he was nervous for it, but I'll tell you what, he handled it extremely well. Going to go right back to Hummel, and here comes Colton Reynolds. The torpedo strikes again. And Triton forces a fourth down.
Esai Lemler also getting in there on that as soon as Colton Reynolds holds him up.
Another thing you have to like about this Triton team, you see these guys flying to the ball after the play. It's not just one guy. The whole team is going to the ball.
Absolutely. You never know. I mean, you can be holding on and somebody could break free, some freak accident. So that's why you always want just everybody go. You think it's over? No, you're flying right there.
Of course, defensive coordinator Coach Stewart relaying it into Colton Reynolds.
I remember having to take those signs like that.
Reynolds now relaying it to the line. Esai Lemler putting some pressure in there from the other inside backer spot. Here goes the pass, and he throws on contested too high, and a nice job by Javen Jackson to bring it down. He does his one tackle, and they get a first down. What a catch.
That was a good catch. It was just Looked like it was out of reach. I can't believe he snagged that one in.
Even just the pressure he's got coming.
Yeah, and you see right off the middle, I believe that was Vinny Prater on the pressure. Just a little too high, but nice play by Jackson to bring it in. Good elevation. Good job using the fingertips to bring that one back in.
You see Colton Reynolds just getting on that pursuit angle. He's right there. He's going to be on every play.
First down and 10 now from the Triton 37 for Armstrong. Going to go with the inside counter. On the carry there is Dylan Beck.
Dante Workman on the tackle.
Dynamite Dante Workman getting his first action of the game.
He's not getting fooled on that counter. He read it like a book.
And Dante's one talking to him, and I got to watch him with just lead in like the junior camp and some of the things he does with practice and stuff like that. This young man, as playing as a freshman, you got to play with him. He has done an outstanding job as a senior leader.
It's been amazing watching him work his way up and just develop into the player he is now. I'm very proud of him.
Split backfield for Armstrong now, second down.
Love this pressure we're showing.
And we're right up on the line. Quick hitter on the slant. Riffle's there, but they're going to get there too early, and a pass interference might be the call. Riffle saying he was hooked.
Let's see if we can try this.
I'm going to guess that's what the call was.
There's different views. See if we can get a little closer here.
There's Lewis and Chris. Getting things figured out on our sideline camera. Something we'll have this year.
Yep, you see that backside hand on the bottom on his hip, just touching him too early.
Which right idea? You want to be aggressive on that deal, but just a little too early.
Yep, you just got to wait till that ball's getting there, and then you can play it.
Now Triton's going to send in a bunch of the reserves. And the one thing I was talking about with Coach Whitaker and I, there's not a lot of drop off. These guys here, when you drop in the next man up mentality, there's a lot of depth for this Triton team.
Yep.
Didn't quite get off on time, I don't think.
Yep. He was a hustling over, but about 2 steps too short of getting to the end, to the side before they hiked it.
Getting those kinks out of the way. Switching the whole team can also be pretty hectic. You have a lot of people moving around.
Because you're not expecting a whole platoon swap.
Yeah, I don't see that very often.
So you're not, am I supposed to be going or not?
It's now under center is in body. Gets it right upside there. What a nice run there by Owen Glass.
You see a tackle by Ryder Goodman, the freshman.
And he's one that watching some of these guys here. These freshmen that are incoming and some of these underclassmen are very impressive.
A lot of athleticism all around the board, even up to the line. I'm excited to see these players develop.
There's a lot of excitement with these guys. I'll tell you, it's
a lot of familiar faces for me since I was part-time junior high coach last year.
Exactly. And body in. Goes right back to the big man. He rumbles through with a nice stiff arm. And what a carry there by Owen Glass again. Continue to go forward.
Took a bunch of Triton helmets to take him down. A few missed tackles.
You got to really like how this guy runs. I mean, he runs angry, but watch how he gets himself freed up.
See that line just sticking on their blocks. Line getting downfield to the next level. That's what you want to see. A lot to be learned from that one.
I like seeing those offensive linemen get downfield. They can create a lot of havoc.
That's what we do at practice. We praise the linemen more in a good play than the skills.
You know, they may not show up in the stat sheet, but, boy, they sure contribute to it. First down and goal now from the 6. Body going to go with that one with Kokenauer, and he's going to find his way in.
Yep.
Touchdown for the Jimmies.
Pretty well. Just a nice, good shot right up the side.
Did a good job opening up out there on the outside as well.
Yeah, you see that big hole open up.
Nice job by Tristan Harder, the junior, getting outside there and really sealing that, setting the edge for him so they can get that.
That's a make-or-break block right there. I mean, if you don't get that, somebody's crashing down, and it's loss of yards or just none at all.
Like I said, this football team's energy with this Triton team, I know we're going to talk about that a lot here this evening, and their energy, you know, guys are a lot of fun, and they're strong enough, and I can speak from experience, they're strong enough, Kenny.
They're absolutely strong enough. Just at the end of this past school year, Coach Whitaker was sending me the pictures of their new score sheet for the top 15 lifts, comparing it to my senior year just to try to get at me, rile me up a little bit. But those numbers were sure a lot different. Kids out there, sophomores, benching 3 plates.
First and 10 now from the 135 for Body goes under center. He's going to go look right. He sees the pressure and good initial hit there by Sam Kistler as he gets in there with the initial hit.
Love to see him. I remember just coaching him up in scout defense all the time. helping him know where to go, and it's great to see him out there just getting in there.
Yeah, there's a video that surfaced where I can speak for their strength. If they can carry a 230-pound full-size adult and throw him into a pool, these guys they're strong enough. I'm sure there's a video somewhere on YouTube about that, but let me tell you, they're strong enough. I didn't get worried until they didn't know which way to go.
Actually, that might be on our YouTube.
I'm pretty sure it is. Another nice big run there for Owen Glasses. He gets up to the second level, and a nice gain on, I believe that was second down.
Yep.
See how many
That'll
down
be
linemen there are just leading the way.
And that'll be it for them. That'll be their 15 plays. Now the two teams will take just a minor couple minutes to get some water, get reset, and now the Triton will be on offense, and they'll work left to right.
Now let's throw this up while we got a moment. So this quite a bit of different look this year because of the new conference. You know, normally that first game would be that South Central game, so that got shoved down a little bit. Did a little swap there with LaVille, starting out the season, like I said, here next week, and then travel up to Bremen, and then back down here with Culver, then over to South Central, and then away at Winnemac, North Jetson here at home, down at Caston, Pioneer, and then that North Miami, a new face in our conference to travel down there then to finish out the season.
Yeah, so things look a little bit different, of course, also with that new difference with the conference. We're in a new sectional this season, so that'll be a little bit different as well.
Pretty much we are the farthest west team of that section, so everything will be east.
We're going east, fellas.
Yep.
So we're eastbound and down for sectionals this year, I got a feeling.
31 was kind of the split there, and shoved everybody, so heading east.
So some teams that have some, I marked down some history with a few of those teams that will be playing this year or potentially playing, and I think it's going to be a good sectional, a lot of good competition in this conference as well this year.
Oh, yeah. Just because you lose Knox in the regular season and in your sectional, you're still having plenty of competition on there. Yeah, and it's a lot different not having LaVille in that conference anymore.
All right, so the Triton will walk up along that line. You're going to see Brady shoot Eastside Limmer, Preston Brookins, Cohen Staten, and Maddox Denny as they would go up, but Jimtown sees it right away and they push him back.
They're getting fired up. That's what you like to see right off the bat.
As Vinny Prater on the carry. Maybe got a whisker or two.
Looks like they gave him, about a yard.
About a yard. But this Jimtown team and the group I was trying to go back and watch some things if I could from last season. This is a very tough team up front. And these guys here, they play with that mentality of playing tough football every single time they go out.
You see a lot of size right there, and I'm pretty sure you're going to see him firing out low every time. This O-line on Triton's going to have to work real hard to get some yards.
Ben McFarland under center. This time going to go to Overmeyer. He drops his shoulder and gets a couple more yards on the carry. That'll bring third down and long coming up.
Good strong run. You see him getting touched right at the line of scrimmage, but he fights through and gets a couple more yards. Doesn't stop his feet, keeps driving all the way through.
Of course, also out there, you'll see Wayne Reichert in at tight end. And then you'll see Dante Warpin. Ben McFarland, he'll be kind of playing a lot of different places, but Isaac Quintana is another one that in that wingback spot. I like to see him there. He's got a lot of athleticism. I think this young man's going to really make a name for himself this season.
Yeah, that'd be really good to see on a lot of sweeps and things like that.
McFarland again under center. Goes over Meyer on the outside, tries to cut inside, good outside, blocked by Eastside Limler. He'll get up for a decent gain, but that'll be fourth down as Triton fails to move the chains there. Of course, you won't see any punts, so it's four down territory every single time. So
you're going for it. Get used to driving all the way through. Helps your linemen just not give up all the time. You really got to give some extra effort on this one. Push it past the chains, keep them moving.
And of course, Coach Whitaker, him and I've talked quite a bit, and that Jimtown mentality. Of course, he was on that state championship team with that group. I mean, he knows what it takes. And these guys here, I mean, everything he's told me about them, and my research of me growing up, watching them. Jimtown is going to be a tough group. But Quintana, the handoff just behind him. Yep. Triton fumbles it, and Jimtown comes away with it.
Looks like the timing was just a little bit off there. Couldn't quite get turned around and get it to him.
Yep, he was to our about past.
Just a little quick. They'll get that figured out, when to motion him, when to call it.
Like I said, this is those moments you want to work out the bugs, and this is the time to do it.
See a whole bunch of different wide receivers coming in for those calls. Seen Jacob Hudson, then you see Tanner.
Tanner's one, we got to see him during basketball season. He's got a lot of size, and those hands are very strong. We call him the collector for a reason.
Oh, yeah, he was putting in work down there in the paint.
Out of Vinny Prater, he stops and hesitates a little bit trying to find that hole because Jimtown, again, to their credit, really closed up that hole in a hurry.
Yeah. I know Whitaker's going to be telling that O-line, we need to be firing out low. We're going to drive them. The leverage will win. Doesn't matter about size. He always preaches that. He's like, talks about the size he is, and at center, he showed us film one time. He's getting pancakes almost every play.
Let me tell you, anybody knows how to make that work.
He can talk the talk.
He can
walk the walk.
Jacob Hudson, he'll come out here to the near side. Overmeyer and Prater in the backfield. Jimtown showing pressure at the middle. They get all the way through and knock Ben McFarland back. He tries to go with a little bit of a read option, but Jimtown really shot through the line in a hurry. You just see the pressure right there, just right through.
That middle was showing.
And I believe on that tackle, looked like Broderick Kaler, 5'11", 205-pound junior. These linebackers, you talk about winning the battle of the trenches. Jimtown right now just looking like they're ready to go for next week and on that front line.
Yeah, they're fired up. They're showing that pressure. You know what's coming. You just got to talk everybody on the line, figure out who you got.
Workman splits out right. I formation in the backfield for the Trojans. Overmeyer gets it, trying to find a hole, and Jimtown closing it up again, pushing him back. 4th down.
See them getting excited. Always love to see some linemen getting some good plays, working hard.
And one, I was looking down the roster today as I was getting things kind of figured out and just reading through. But you look at there, you just saw in there Maverick Steele, 6'6", 270-pound lineman. Big guy. He knows how to move extremely well.
Yeah, I was watching them during warm-ups, and I was just like, oh, my goodness, they have some size to them. Looks intimidating, but doesn't mean you can't stop them.
I always say it's not the matter of the size of the dog in the fight. It's a matter of the size and the fight in the dog. Overmeyer has outside, stops and goes, and tries to get upfield. Jimtown takes away the running lane, so Triton will reset. This will be coming up on their, I believe, their 9th play.
Yeah, I don't think he's changed it quite yet. Bunch of typing.
Possibly. I could be wrong.
See Jacob Hudson coming in for that call at wide receiver.
And one thing I always liked about it, and I kind of explained it to my son who's getting interested in football. For him, I said, Bud, you always got to be running. I said, you watch these high school players, they don't walk to the line. When you're on that field, you run.
Starts at practice.
Vinny Prater gets hit initially there by Cole Dutton.
Does a little somersault after that.
Of course, we talk about new conferences. Jimtown on the other side going to be part of the Indiana Northern State Conference.
Yep. Be
in there with Tippecanoe Valley and John Glenn and Bremen, Knox, LaVille, all in that conference as well. That's going to be a fun conference to keep tabs on this year.
See that's the old new Northern.
Yeah, the old new Northern State. Yeah, of course, in that conference, and former Triton head coach Ron Brown now at the helm for the Falcons.
Remember, he taught my PE class in junior high.
Overmeyer gets outside, nice stiff arm, good acceleration by Jaden Overmeyer. The jet takes off.
See him with a little bit of hesitation right there, letting his blocks get their way, and then he just follows right behind him. Sort of a Le'Veon Bell-esque type of play with that great ball patience.
And he sits there and he's guiding his lineman with him. But Jaden, he's falling. He's a little bit of hesitation. But when he kicks on the jets, kid's gone.
That's what I try to teach in practice. Like when you're running sort of buck, you just have that hand on that guard's hip right behind him, and you just follow the way.
And Jaden, you talk about a tremendous athlete. This young man, just watching him take off and run, how strong he is. He is in his mentality. He's got great instincts out there and a great running back for Triton.
And, it really pays off because it starts off season, and you see him in the weight room after school with his dad every single day, working hard.
Gage Riffle now, the mailman under center. Going to go right up the middle to Stetzel, and Connor Stetzel gets a couple yards there on the carry. Going to be close, and they say they got the first down, so Triton picks it up.
Nice. Glad he was able to stay on his feet. Looks like he got a little tripped up there at first. Able to just reach past the chains.
And Stetzel's one for me I really like. We talked about in his interviews. You'll see those. Of course, those will be throughout the year. We'll have those per week. And talking with him, and this guy, you talk about having the right mentality, the right attitude. This young man is just impressive to watch. And he continues to grow, and you just saw a great play out of there. I mean, he can break out of where his stance is in a hurry, and he's very fast.
There he gets it again.
And drives his shoulder. He gets a yard on the play. But Jimtown, again, that tough front line. Triton's starting to kind of figure things out just a little bit.
Yeah, they're starting to figure out who's moving where, sort of what pressure's coming, calling out who's blocking what, see when you need to double team.
But, like you said, a lot of size on that line. Of course, Logan Kelly out there, a 6'2", 300-pound sophomore. Number 68, you see right there, that young man's a guy very strong, but they're doing a nice job really clogging up the lanes of Jimtown. If you look at the way they're fighting with their hands up front as well, they're getting pressure, but yet they're moving Triton where they want to move them.
Ooh, there he got a pretty good.
And a good run there. So hole opened up.
Yeah, and you talk about that size, and you don't see any difference in their speed. No fall off there. They're firing off the ball nice and quick.
And this is a guy I just really liked watching, Ryder Gayhard. This young man, I think, is going to be a very talented running back. Watching him, and it goes back to the Manchester scrimmage. I watched him make a play where he hesitated, but yet he found he was patient, but he hits the hole hard, and he knows where he's going to go with he really navigates well with the football, and he just saw it right there. He just took off in a hurry.
Got a great head on his shoulders. Always working hard in practice, I remember.
Riffle directing, getting set. Goes up to Stetzel again, finds the second level. He's got a first down and more for Connor Stetzel.
See him holding on that ball as some Jimtown Jimmies are trying to rip it out.
That was some of Jackson. It was kind of fun. I mean, now, granted, I didn't play football, so I'm trying to learn and watch. We work on things. There's some video of that as well somewhere. But the pocket. Boy, I told him, said 3 points of contact. You hold on to that thing like your life depends on it.
I preach it every day in their drills, yelling at them, high and tight, hold both down.
Riffle going to keep it, rolls right, going to step, throws it down the field, has somebody. But Javen Jackson's going to knock it away as intended for Gavin Riffle.
Yep, just good coverage back there.
Engages one. We talk about him last year. That Bremen game is still in my back of my mind impressive. That young man really held his own. I mean, of course, we had some injuries that game. Really stepped in that quarterback spot and does a nice job. You talk about an arm. This young man's got it.
He definitely does. And it's a tough spot to have to just step up right there. Your starting quarterback's injured. You just got to jump right in, do the best of your ability.
Relaying the play in is Caden Bradley.
I always love how we send the center up right away.
And of course, you're seeing that on the other side with Jimtown. So I wonder if that came from somewhere.
Yeah, might have had a little bit in his pocket.
Oh, might have got a piece of the face mask on Stetzel. No call, but a good run there by Connor Stetzel again, who's running the ball really well here in this. Really running the ball really well in that sequence there. So, of course, now we'll have a 4-minute break here. Then we'll have 10 plays in 12 minutes. But I believe Jimtown will have the ball here. You got any commercials?
We might have something. Yeah, we got something we can throw in here.
Okay, so we'll be back right here, right after this.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Matt's one-car, two-bedroom apartment with a home office/home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen/art gallery insurance. And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the two-car garage/rehearsal space insurance.
Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their two-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Trojan Thunder. Andy O'Hara alongside me up here is Braden Cunningham, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Orion Limler here for the Triton Trojan Sportsbook, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSA Champions Network. The first sequence of the evening is done. Now we're going to be on to the 10 plays or 12 minutes for both teams as they will start back on the plus 10-yard line. So some goal line plays here.
Going to see what we can do in the red zone, try to punch it in.
And I think this is going to be kind of interesting to see how these two teams react. Okay, you know, Jimtown winning that battle of the trenches a lot there in that first one because, like I said, they have a lot of size. Then they move extremely well. It's not so much they're just big. They move really well. Triton got to find that leverage, I think, here in this one. I think these guys really started to pick up, but defensively they were very tough in that first sequence.
Yeah, they were holding their own. They weren't letting Jimtown just drive all over them, and it's going to really test their grit down here at the goal line.
You're full screen.
Yeah,
kicked off again. You're good.
Check to see on our other side.
Okay, I can't see it over that far, but we'll go off this. Orion, don't mess up. Armstrong back under center. Goes outside again to Glass, and he finds a safe. But here comes Jaden Overmeyer and company as Colt Reynolds finishes off the tackle. Jaden Overmeyer in on the first initial hit. Lost his helmet.
You have to run off real quick.
Here, you need to step over this way.
Well,
Get that out of the stool out of the road.
potentially. Might have to lean. I hope these people don't mind having to hear me talk. Well, I guess they listen to me anyways at home.
Yep.
So, well, you
Yep.
get to hear it live.
See Jaden really getting that separation, not let him get into you, because that's what you cannot have at outside backer. You cannot let him get into you and run it outside.
And Jaden's got a lot of that speed where he does a really nice job really sealing off that edge. Of course, going to come off for a break here as Stetzel will now check back in. So that linebacking crew now with, I believe, Reynolds, I believe it's Staten, Reynolds, Stetzel, and Reichert, the four linebackers. Armstrong again. And the left guard's going to move there, so that penalty will move him back.
Seen Triton pointing at it. They almost jumped over, but they held their own.
And you saw Wayne Reichert there coming on that far side line. He was ready to get across there.
Foaming at the mouth to just go make a play.
You know, the missile was ready to launch there. So 2nd down and 7 now. Armstrong going to look for the back end zone fade. It's up high and elevates and brings it down there. It's Owen Biggs. Oh, I'm sorry, that was not Owen Biggs. That was Jack Kite. Good goal line fade here.
Yeah, kind of catches him off. They weren't expecting it, seems like. Kind of gets behind him. Got to just make sure you're keeping in phase with your receivers. As soon as they get into your little bubble, you're turning your hips and running with them.
So now they get their next to their red zone offense. Of course, 10 plays, as we said in this sequence.
You see Caden Bradley check in for Tanner over on that far side corner.
And Caden, don't tell that young man at all that he is 5'8". He plays like he's 6 foot. We watched him play basketball. This kid plays tough. Armstrong under center.
Yep, they're trying.
Going to go to Hummel, trying to find separation, but Triton closing the gap quickly.
Just about got him there at the goal line. You see him jump through, but just missed him.
There's a little different view on that one. You can see how he kind of.
Colton showing that pressure. Telling his lineman which side he's going on.
I believe that initial trip, I believe that was Maddox Denny with the initial trip. So Mad Dog got in there and got to slap the ankle, knock him down. Hey, you don't have to always be the hammer. You just got to hold the nail.
Yeah. Don't get your thumb hit.
Don't get your thumb hit. Good stop up front for the Trojans. A whole corral of Trojans push them back. I believe Eastside Limler initially in there on the tackle.
See Ben McFarland joining him in there. Love to see that. Nice downfield. We're holding them good here in this red zone. They're not driving down on us. They're going to try though.
So Armstrong now. Again, 3rd down. Goes to Hummel, bounces off the tackle, and Triton corrals him. A few yards on the carry.
You see Maddox again in there in the backfield. Gets a hand on him, but can't quite hold on. Oh, just past him.
As Dante Workman, I believe, in on the tackle.
You see Wayne right there crashing down as soon as that running back gets past the line of scrimmage. That's what you do at outside. You hold your own for the edge. Once they pass, then you can crash down and help make the tackle.
All right. 4th down. Strong formation for this Jimtown team. They're going to go back to throw. It worked the last time. Going to go to the flat this time. And Jaden Overmeyer tracks him down and keeps him out of the end zone. Good play there by Jaden. Also, Riffle assisting there as well.
Holds him just short.
Jaden did a nice job in pursuit there. You know, kind of got the flat, and you look at a guy like Dylan Beck, the guy on the outside there. He takes off a lot of speed with this guy, and Jaden showed off his speed and got there in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot having to guard those flats because you got to respect that run first. But as soon as you see somebody release, you're flying out there all the way to the edge. Great job to go pick it up.
Now we're going to get some change along, some personnel change out there for Triton now. Well, for both teams, rather.
See him taking it from the gun this time. Oh, never mind. I misspoke.
In body, under center, 1st down and goal. Nice handoff right at the middle. A good way to hit the gap there with Ty Zartman.
Seems like we didn't quite read our guards, see where he's going. There's a good little turnaround right there in the backfield. A little tricky.
You know, Jimtown ended the season last year 4-6. They were 3-2 in that conference. This is a group. There's a lot of seniors on this group, and like I said, a lot of size and a good amount of speed.
Yeah, here looking at the roster, I counted 20 seniors on this roster. Good leadership, I bet, teaching everybody all the way down to the freshmen.
Well, of course, and of course with a new head coach and Kobe Vincent, his first year as a head coach, on the far sideline there for the Jimmies. In body again. Goes to Hummel. He's going to find the right side, but here comes, I believe, that was too far away to get to see.
See Ryder.
22.
Yeah, I see Ryder it was Ryder Gayhart on that. I couldn't see who else it was.
Yep, it was Kyle Cummins in on the tackle. That's who was in there. I saw a 5. And Kyle getting in there, a good wrap-up tackle.
I remember coaching him up in the practices just as well.
See, this works out good for you. You get to see these guys. You got plenty of information.
Makes me feel old, though, watching all these kids. All upperclassmen now.
Oh, boy. He's already pulled that one already, Kenny.
Yeah.
Oh, on the slant there. Nice job of the juggling act by Reppert. And that touchdown for the Jimmies, I believe. Look at the concentration to bring that ball.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't bring it in incomplete.
Nope.
I thought he had I couldn't see past the deal.
I thought he was ball fighting it, yeah.
There's a team that wore orange and blue. Somebody did that. He better be cut after what he did. Golly.
Bet you weren't too happy about that one.
Could be. I could be more disappointed. Quarterback looked decent, so we're okay there. We're trending in the right direction.
Yeah, not like Vikings.
And working really well for them. A nice run up the middle.
Triton defense not letting that go in there.
Kyle Cummins at the bottom of the pile there on the tackle.
Yeah, you see that whole front just holding them, not stopping their feet, not letting them drive all the way in. So that's the grit that you need.
So that's their 10th
So now
play.
we're going to flip the field. Triton's going to go down here, I believe, work towards Braylon and Caden down there in the end zone.
Yeah, we might get a good shot down here now.
See a little bit better.
So is it calming down?
Yeah. Second is bad.
So for you, what was it like in a scrimmage? I mean, what's the mindset going into this today? I mean, you played, obviously, a long time, very talented linebacker, obviously led the team in tackles one couple times there, I do believe, correct?
Junior year I led.
Okay.
Senior year I did all right. I was a little bit.
You're a tackling machine. Let's be real.
I got lucky. That junior year I was a safety, so nobody was really coming at me, blocking me. I was just trying to make the good reads and then fly up. Then they moved me, and at middle I had to get off a block, and it was a little bit more difficult.
Hey, but you still made an impact there. So, but anyways, the mentality of a scrimmage versus a game. What is it like leading up to that scrimmage?
It's definitely hard to get quite as hyped. I know, like, you're not doing the kickoffs and the lights aren't on. Like, it's not as dark yet. And like we said, like we saw, we're starting out a little bit slow, and it can happen in the scrimmage. You just got to get those jitters out of the way and realize, okay, I'm actually playing against other people right now. Like, this is the real deal. We may not count for real, but it's the real deal. We got to go out there and play hard.
Of course, another thing we'll have this season, we'll have our own personal meteorologist giving us the pregame what we're going to look for during the game time. We have a personal meteorologist, and right now working on the sideline. So it'll be kind of interesting to looking forward to that.
Yes, getting ready out there.
Had that conversation during the football party, and that just kind of manifested. So McFarland under center goes to Quintana trying to find the outside, and a nice job to seal the edge there by Jack Kite.
See him trying to stick that stiff arm out there, but then you see just a nice low, perfect hawk tackle right there. Just what you teach, textbook.
You know, Quintana has a lot of speed, but Kite really had that right angle, and like I said, textbook for him.
Absolutely. It looked like he was going to have some green grass, but yeah, he chased him down. That's a lot of speed right there. That was a tough one. I thought we were going to have a lot of gain on that one.
A lot of gain, but crossways, not downfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to turn them up north-south.
East and west was pretty quick.
Yeah.
So Overmeyer kind of split off to the on an offset. He's going to go in motion. Right up to Vinny Prater. Stallion breaking out of those stance quickly. Gets up the field. A few yards on the game. 3rd down and goal coming up.
See some Jimmy's trying to hold on to his feet for dear life, but Vinny just kind of jumps out of it and gets another yard or two from it.
Vinny's gotten real strong, and you know, Vinny's a guy you talk about lifting, and you talk about Kenny. You get to see him as an athlete during track. It's superhuman.
Well, didn't get to see much this past track season.
Boy, but his freshman year, good grief.
My track season was abruptly ended.
Oh, that's right. Yours abruptly ended. Kind of led into the showmanship teaching as well, kind of limited to that as well. It's Prater, single back in the backfield. Now Quintana's going to go in motion. Back to Prater again. Tries to find that little crease there. Jimtown seals it up in a hurry. 4th down now.
See Maddox and Jaden working well on that outside block together. I know the play didn't go that way, but they're holding on that block, double team him, just driving him. It's what you got to do. Even if you're not the most important block of the play, you just got to be driving to that whistle as hard as you can.
I just remembered I left my car parked back there.
Oh, you didn't move yours?
I wondered whose car was that when I pulled up.
Well, when you're a Hall of Famer, you just park anywhere.
Yep, you just take over.
They'll understand.
I'm pretty sure Rita just drives right on up, and she just parks on the sidewalk.
Not like they can't figure out who it is.
Oh, yeah, they can't figure out who it is.
They usually play football back there.
Oh.
Overmeyer gets the outside. Jaden Overmeyer takes it in.
Looks like didn't even see which way it was going. A good fake going right there.
If I got that side.
Nice job selling it.
Yeah, that fake to Vinny almost handed off to him in the beginning.
But look at the good downfield blocking. You see kind of there, you saw Kyle Cummins. You see all those guys getting down in those linemen doing a nice job getting up past the line of scrimmage, get up there, get some nice blocks.
That's what we teach. Gap down backers. There's not somebody on you. You're going up to the next level. You're finding a linebacker or a safety, anybody coming up. You got to keep going downfield, keep getting those blocks.
Of course, Triton halfway through on their sequence here. That's what do you call it? Sequence.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. Sequence series.
Sequence series. I like sequence better. It doesn't feel like a series. It just feels like a sequence.
Yeah. You're just running back to back.
You're just running back to back.
Yeah, because if you don't get it on 4th, you just reset it. Line up here, see if they can do it again.
McFarland back under center. Sends Overmeyer in motion. Right up to Vinny Prater, and he'll try to get through. And a nice job by the Jimtown Jimmies to fight through and seal the running lanes. And let me tell you, a guy created a lot of problems up there for Tritons. We talked about him earlier, Maverick Steele, 6'6" senior.
He's just
big wingspan, but this young man knows how to use his weight and move everybody around. High motor on this kid.
See him quick off the ball every single snap. No plays off. Which is exactly what you want. You want to work this Triton O-line, get him going good so they can start out the real games just driving hard.
Brookins snaps it to McFarland. Quintana trying to get outside. Overmeyer keeps his block, but Jimtown fights their way through, and they'll force a 3rd down. And the Triton reserves take their spot on the field.
See an O-lineman 54, it looked like, just flying all the way over there. Good speed on him. Get off your block and go get in on that play.
Julian Johnson.
Making some subs there for Triton. Got Caden calling the play in again.
And then with this group here, and with Coach calling these plays in, talk about how important that communications is, that guy running on, relaying that play.
I know it can be a little bit scary. You got all those words you got to remember sometimes. Got to make sure you say every last one of them because each little word has a specific meaning, and if not, your play is all sorts of messed up.
And then you get to have a nice little conference with Coach on the sideline.
You're there in Saturday morning wondering what happened.
I told him I'm going to have to check out one of these Saturday morning meetings. Riffle tries to throw it, throws it behind Jackson Earl.
Yeah, I think you'd really enjoy watching some of those.
I think I might make it to a Saturday morning film session, or the day out. I might make it to one of those this year, Kenny. I think I'd like to go see this.
I might have to come join you just to see what it's like not getting yelled at, but to watch some of the other people get yelled at.
I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this.
You get to really see your mistakes played over and over. Remember, there was some days I got thrown around and Whitaker just kept rewinding it.
And Stetzel trying to find the edge. He gets dragged down by Reppert. Stops him at the 5.
Running way outside, but at least he was able to turn it up there at the end. Sort of gets a little stiff arm.
So this will be the final play of the sequence for Triton. Of course, tomorrow, Orion will be busy. Got the early bird tournament, that's what they call it.
Well, that might be weather dependent.
We're inside.
No, not him. Not.
Oh, yeah. That may be weather dependent for you. Yeah, for me. Well, I'm in charge. I'm in charge tomorrow.
I don't know really what's going to happen.
Huh.
Yeah, we get the break. I'll go through.
I'll know probably at 6 o'clock if there's pounding on the roof.
Oh, man, that might be scary. I'm in charge tomorrow. Outside, Gayhart trying to find some space and gets stopped up front by Jimtown, so Triton's series will end.
Is it, or is this they get one more?
They get one more?
Because I think
I thought that was 10.
Or this is the 10th. One more.
Maybe one more?
Yep. He gets one more. Because this will be the 10th play.
I gotcha. Easy to get mixed up if we were calling that one or if it had already happened.
Yep.
Of course, like we said, we'll travel. And of course, there'll be some games weather dependent. And if there's room in the press box for us to kind of be some places. And like I said, keep an eye on social media. We'll let you know if we'll be there or not, or if connectivity, you might have some issues, some signal.
North Miami will be the biggest.
That's going to be the one we're going to have to
keep
an eye on. Riffle rolls left, fires it across his body. Intended for Jackson Earl again. Incomplete. And
that ends that sequence. So now what's up next?
So next, after this break, we'll have 12 plays or 12 minutes, whichever one comes first, and they'll start from the opponent 35-yard line.
So we got, what, a 4-minute break?
4-minute break, so we'll take another break. And
well, here, while we got this up here, like we're talking here, tomorrow that volleyball starting at 9 a.m. Triton's doing a round robin, something new for them. Then starting out Monday, volleyball plays John Glenn.
Yep.
Starting out for on Monday.
Do we just leave everything set up?
Just about.
Well.
Then you've got cross country Tuesday. So I was talking about getting somebody healed back up from his track episode. He'll get to be a senior, get started at it. So you get cross country.
There's got some tennis, I believe, at one point.
Tennis has actually started. I think they've got 2 of them in already.
Yep.
Tennis? No, golf.
I mean, golf.
Golf does. Tennis, they get started this next week, I do believe.
We're trying to read all these abbreviations. Cross country, golf. Caston and Manchester next Tuesday also. And Thursday, looks like volleyball at Oregon Davis. And like I said, next Friday starts the true season for the football. LaVille coming in, starting it out. And then the next Saturday, JV's going to have a volleyball tournament also in the trench and different courts down there. So let's kind of look at next week's schedule coming up. So kind of get started all the sports going on.
Yeah, so that's all. Like Rodney said in his email, here we go.
Yep, get ready to get started. So
Full steam ahead for the Triton Athletics.
Might have to text. Well, I thought I started from the plus 35. Okay, I guess now they're going to work left to right. So Jimtown going to work towards the south end zone now. 12 plays here in this one. You know, I was talking to Michelle about this. We were discussing the schedule for the next week upcoming. I don't think it just feels like basketball just got done. or we just did sectional baseball. It just feels like sectional, but we did that and kind of in the break in between. And
yep, the short summer. We kind of broke out the equipment, took care of a 4-H opening ceremonies. And
Danny had some screen time. Her and Travo had some screen time.
Yep, they've got
possibilities showcased there at Marshall County. It's kind of a neat thing to check out. Armstrong under center as they'll start from the Triton 35. Here comes Overmeyer on the pressure. He leaves one up high, tipped, and a good play by Tanner Whithoyo. The collector, instead of bringing it back in, knocks it away. Michelle said there's 3 matches this week. So apparently my wife's watching.
Good to see him right there. He didn't really have a man to cover, so he just helps out Dante on the bottom. Dante was over top of it. Perfect. Gets his hand in there. You also see some great pass blocking by the Jimtown. Jimmy's right there. They're all turning their butts to the side so the quarterback can roll out there to the right. Just like we teach it.
Armstrong again. Some good, strong running there.
See a big gap there. No doubt where your running back's running through.
And Jimtown's done a nice job in this group here. I mean, like I said, right out of the gate, they're going to have a tough go of it. They're going to have Northwood and Concord trying to avenge those 2 losses from a season ago. And then they have Fairfield in that 3rd week where that Fairfield ultimately ended their season last year in the sectional quarterfinal. So a tough start for the Jimmies, but this is a group here looking very strong. A lot of promise with this Jimtown team this season. Of course, Triton on the flip side. As Armstrong going to keep it, he gets through, and Dante Workman drags him down.
Almost looked like he was going to get in the backfield. It was all mudded up right there off the center. Managed to just work around, be patient, find his gap. Turn nothing into something. But yeah, good job by Dante to just hold on for dear life and wait for the rest of your blue helmets to just find their way to the football and help you take them down.
So it'll be 2nd down and 1. So 9 yards on the carry there for the quarterback. So load up with their formation. Drops back, looking right, has a guy trying to look for the slant, and here comes, I believe that was Mad Dog Maddox Denny with the sack.
You see him getting fired up, everybody getting into it. First sack of the game, that's what you like to see, everybody getting fired up.
just a little different view there, just coming right around and boom.
Just right in his blind spot, couldn't even see it.
Nice job by him hand fighting on the front line. That's where he really got freed up. Yeah, he had a good break out of his stance, but yet that hand fight, he got himself freed up. And that was a nice move by Maddox.
Yeah, can't let that O-line get into you. You just got to keep that separation, fight off of it, and get through your gap. Great play by him. Hopefully we're seeing a bunch of those this season.
Nice carry up the middle. Workman trying to bring down the strong carry by Ty Zartman. And he'll get that one drug all the way down to the 6-yard line.
Same thing again. You see Dante getting there holding on, and then the rest of them come on for that gang tackling.
So fresh set of downs. Goal to go here.
This is those places you really got to find that grit and just drive deep. You don't want them to get into that end zone. You're fighting extra hard in that red zone every single play. You know they're going to try to send it right up the gut because they've been having success with it. You just got to fire against it. Fight off your gap, dip and rip. Full effort every play.
And delay a game. Time runs out on the play clock for the Jimmies. I like what I'm seeing down here on the sideline. Usually you just have players, I mean, they're not sitting around and not just kind of zoning out. I'm watching the derailer down here, and Charlie Worsham practicing snaps with Liam Watkins. It's Hummel on the carry. Stop for a short gain.
See everybody else there on that sideline just locked into the game. They're paying attention. They're learning, getting mental reps there on the sideline. That's what we always like to teach. If you're not in on that first group or whatever, you're at least watching and
There's a good pitch
learning what you can.
out the end there.
Oh, yeah, great angle. You can see right there.
So he's settling now, second down for Armstrong. False start on the Jimmies.
Not quite set.
Armstrong again after the penalty. Looks to his left. He's going to roll. Nothing there. Now he's going to try to leave it across. Oh, and a good adjustment, but couldn't bring it in there was Cooper Dillenbeck.
Real close. Yeah, he was looking in that right shoulder, and then last second just turns, try to get that outside shoulder.
Just that quick. Had a nice look at it.
Takes a lot of skill to do that. Jaden staying close on his hip, though. He didn't have a lot of space to go. He was using that sideline as that 12th man defender.
Absolutely great coverage there by Jaden.
And you've seen that quarterback had to get it out quick because you have Wayne Reichert on that backside giving him some good pressure. He had to roll out quick and get that ball off.
And you got to keep notice of 23 out there when the missile gets locked in. He's not coming in just to say hello. He's going to make sure he meet and greets in person.
Oh, yeah, you'll feel those hits in the morning.
With authority.
Another one that's just really putting up crazy numbers there in the weight room.
Yes, Wayne is – you want to talk about a very strong young man. Carry up the middle there for Owen Glass. And he'll be stopped just short of the goal line there. I believe.
I couldn't catch a number on that one.
They all got up so quick.
Yeah, they don't like to be lazy, lay down there for a little bit. They just hop right back up, shake it off. Didn't happen. They're on to their next play. Celebrate later. You can watch your highlights on the replays.
In body under center. Short distance here is going to get right to the backfield and not much length to go as Kokenauer strikes for the Jimmies.
There's a nice good shot here.
Oh, yeah, you see that guard just crashed down there on Kyle Cummins and just open up a gap right through.
So I believe 3 more plays for the Jimmies.
Hey, that's a good thing you can say for this Triton defense. It took almost all of their plays and just to get down in there one time. I mean, we're really holding our own.
Not a lot of chunk plays. They're doing a nice job kind of wearing down and keeping those short gains. I mean, yeah, Jimtown did a nice job marching down the field, but Triton did a very good job really holding their own. I mean, a lot of time went off, but this team really didn't seem to back down from the challenge and allow those big chunk plays.
Not at all. They really made them earn it on that one, just having to drive every time.
Right up the middle is Glass, and he gets through, tripped up and brought down, I believe, Gavin Riffle in on the tackle.
Yep. Love to see Gavin getting in there. He was always that one that I just related with the most. It's that incoming freshman. You're a senior. You just kind of find that little freshman you just take under your wing. And every time I see him, he's always saying, "What's up? Give me a hug or whatever."
No, I like his truck he drives as well.
Yeah, I was just behind it yesterday here in town. I was like, man, that thing's beautiful.
That's pretty. Mean-looking truck, let me tell you.
There he is
again, and Riffle again.
Just right there, that shoestring tackle. Bet he'll be happy I'm saying his name right. He came up to me. He's like, you better make sure to say my name right. Last year they were saying my name wrong, saying it was somebody else when I got some tackles. This one's for you, Gavin.
Well, a lot of times in our defense, they get up so fast, there's a lot going on, and you got to turn around.
No, yeah, I definitely understand it from you guys. It's tough. It's tough up here to see it.
See, we don't get to see it all close down on the action like that. We got a lot of sorting through to do. At least now we can read the numbers.
Looks like a completely different game way down there on the field.
A lot of difference standing up here, huh?
Yeah, very.
Oh, and Connor Stetzel and Cohen Staten in on the tackle there.
Great way to finish out that series. Good hard stop.
So just some house cleaning.
Yep.
just making sure just making sure we're on the right page. So of course now Triton will get their crack at it. Of course they're going to go to this side.
Yep. You guys get to
I need to ask for a window right here.
scoot over here. You
Yeah,
guys-
bring in a sawzall over here and just make our own.
Well, we talked about a chainsaw trying to make it easier for the scorekeepers to see, but
yeah.
we talked about it. I don't know if I'm that good with a chainsaw though.
Call my stepdad in here. He does some pretty good woodworking.
Oh, we don't need it. We can see. That's why we got the other screen.
We just stay nimble, move around up here.
Orion didn't want to give up his
Just
living
gotta
room
give
camera.
everybody a screen, and then we have to have a window.
Yeah, there's just no need for this other than the camera.
I don't need to see the game for real.
Or hey, we could get a projector and just all turn around this way and just watch.
Yeah, face our backs to what's going on.
But then the camera guy's got to be on top of it though, Orion.
Yeah.
So we got to catch every little bit of action there.
Well, I usually do better when I have a bigger monitor, but I didn't think about that today.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You don't
I'm not
have
sure
a-
where I put it either.
Oh,
Well, this is a little better. We do have a little better screen here than
Yeah.
our a smaller laptop screen that we used to have. So
Lots of good upgrades going on up here.
yeah, we're just like I said, leave it to Kenny and Orion. I always tell everybody just they bring something new every single time. I believe there's always something new.
well, when it's sectional, kind of broke a computer, so we had to upgrade.
We had to do some thinking.
On the
Well,
fly.
5 cameras is overkill.
yeah, 5 cameras.
And replay, it just didn't work.
I don't know if they ever put a wire in there or they ever put a camera above the midcourt. Orion's going to have a camera up there. I guarantee it. You're going to have to find someone to carry it up there because I'm not your guy.
It had to be permanent.
Yeah.
And our luck could get hit by a volleyball.
Yep.
Well,
Who's the lucky customer that gets to go change that battery?
I don't know. You ought to see the pictures of Trent trying to go change. What was it? The what do you have to go change for the down there at Assembly Hall?
Oh,
of the,
he has to go turn the strobes on in the top
oh, that's
assembly
right.
hall.
Strobes. That's right. You talk about a.
That's up there a
You
ways.
better know where the handrail's at because it's just a hop skipping away. Yeah, I can fly no problem, but I get towards the edge. I start thinking twice.
I think he said what's 130 some feet from the floor all the way up there.
Oh, wow. Count me out.
I mean, getting me up there may not be the problem. It's getting me back down. Although I tried at that. What was that Sky Zone thing we went to, Orion?
Urban
Air. McFarland bobbles the snap, but collects himself and finds the missile across the middle as the tight end gets that one in Wayne Reichert. Nice gain there.
Really good play out there. You can see Esai Lemler. You have that pressure on that middle backer, 28, and he just holds his own, stops him right through. Great communication there. Got Tanner running in. Call this play. There, number 89. See Jimtown getting recollected, talking to everybody, getting set up for this next, trying to stop the Triton Trojans. See Ben McFarland taking it from gun this time. Takes it, pitches over to Jaden.
Ooh. Pretty close to getting picked off there on that pitch.
Yeah, it was a little close, a little risky. Got to make that a little bit faster. But here's the time to do it. We'll look back at it, talk about it in the film.
So 4th and short here. As Hudson relays the play in, Coach Whitaker going to coach from the sideline this sequence.
See just the poise of that huddle. Nice and tight. Everybody's just holding it together. Got to teach my junior high kids to hold it together in there like that.
McFarland out of the shotgun. High snap over his head. He's going to have to corral it, and Jimtown falls on top of it.
Takes a bit of an
Nice
awkward
snap.
bounce backward and forward. Hard to predict.
Just a little high on the snap there.
Yeah, just that awkward bounce. Hard to come corral it in.
That's why I've told we were practicing. Jackson's, we can't catch real good yet.
Nope.
However, we throw the ball and I throw it in the yard somewhere and make him go jump on it. We don't worry about picking it up yet. Let's get on top of it. Let's worry about falling on the ball so we don't have a situation where we try to pick it up and run because
Be running before you pick it up.
Exactly.
That's what we do in our turnover stations. We tell the skill guys they can try to scoop and score if they feel confident, but we just tell linemen, just hop on it.
Jackson's not a skill guy right now. We're more interested in hitting people, so we're fine with that.
It's more fun anyway.
A lot better snap there. McFarland fires a rocket across the middle. Tanner Whithoyle, the collector, brings that one in for a Triton first down.
Good, nice shot there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, watch him plant that foot and just drive that ball across the middle of the field.
Those crossing routes, I mean, you had Dante open there on the edge. Both sides were open. Catching the Jimmies a little bit off. But they're looking at one another, getting that communication figured out.
So this will be the last time we probably see the varsity on this sequence, and then it'll be the reserves will play the next 2 sequences this evening. Be a shorter break this time. Oh, nice flip play to Quintana. Drops his shoulder.
Not afraid to get in there in that contact. He didn't try to move around it at all. He just head on full steam ahead right at him.
I lost track of that.
Yeah, he's kind of got off the screen there. You're fighting a little bit of a window issue there, too.
Yeah, I can't quite see it, but he gets a nice just downfield, tries to truck him.
Where'd our camera operators? Oh, there they are.
No, he's moving it now.
Yeah, he kept getting people in front of him, so he's going to.
He'll learn.
Well, we need to go to a monopod situation next week.
Second down and 5 now. As now Riffle in the game. Out of the shotgun. Goes to Gayhart. He bounces off a tackler and continues to drive his feet, but they bring him down.
Looks like him and Kyle got a little bit hung up there in the backfield at the beginning, but he just bounces right off him and keeps driving downfield.
A couple of Jimtown players slow to get up.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, we're definitely getting a wired keyboard. The Bluetooth just has a lag to it.
Okay. Well, now we know.
Yep, that's what
a scrimmage is for.
That's what a scrimmage is for even for us.
We're figuring out our kinks up here, too.
Yep.
Riffle now rolls left. Quarterback's going to keep it, trying to find the edge, and Riffle runs it out of bounds.
I ran out of window space again.
Is it because you're using the shorter tripod?
Well, the handle's hitting the window.
So he needs a shorter handle.
And the window should go open just slightly more.
I don't want it. I don't know.
I think that's as far as it goes.
No.
It looks like it
should go more, but it's
go about 6 more inches, and then he'd have.
Maybe there's
room.
something in the channel over there.
Stick a little WD-40 in there.
Well, we don't want to break it.
Or the camera to fall on whoever's below me.
Little heads-up surprise.
High snap, Riffle Carousey. Here comes the pressure. He gets away from it. Keeps his eyes downfield. Now steps back up, waiting. Throws that one up and over, and Triton catches the touchdown and a late hit. What a play by Gage Riffle. The mailman delivers a nice. Look at that. Just gets a hold of that. Steps up out of the. Look, just watch him step away from pressure.
No panic. Just look at the idea where to go.
And the big thing was for him, he kept his eyes downfield, and a nice job by Jacob Hudson to kind of run and try to find that open spot to give your quarterback a chance to find a place in the end zone to throw that ball.
Absolutely, and I want to highlight, it's hard to see in that replay right there, but Sam Kistler on that left side, you see that ball snap, and play could be over, but he stayed on his defender the whole time, keeps moving his feet, just mirroring with them, keeps that play alive so that Gage can actually roll out and get that throw off. Great job by Sam Kistler.
And good catch there. Like I said, in a lineman, especially, Sam being a junior, did a good job there keeping his guy in check.
No, yeah, he didn't get past him at all. He kept his hips right in front of him. And then just great mobility by Gage right there.
Riffle again. Goes down to Gayhart, and he gets brought down hard by Owen Glass.
Not without a fight, though. He's still driving his feet. Had to work for it.
And Ryder, tough guy there. I said, watching this young man, he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Every time I've seen him, and some good things are happening. He's a hard worker.
Got to talk to him during one of the contests.
Really embodies Coach Whitaker's work ethic in there, and just full effort, 100% every time. he's not always focused on the success. He just wants to see everybody giving their full effort, running as hard as they can.
Nice job with a hand slap there to Jacob Hudson from Coach Whitaker on the sideline. High step, Briffle corrals it. He's going to dial one deep, has Whit Hoyle down the field, and he tries to fight for it. And two players trying to find some open real estate down the field. They battle for position.
See, just a little high, but pulls it in pretty good. Good back leg throw. You kind of get a little hung up right there.
A lot of step away.
And last year I pointed out in that Bremen game, Wade Gageworth throws the ball. I mean, does a nice job. You watch his footwork. You don't see a guy really kind of dip down. He really, really builds up from the ground up when he goes to throw that ball. He's got good twist when he gets a good ball. He throws a good ball.
That's how he can get so much power off of it. He's not just using all arm. He's putting every part of his body into that throw.
And he's placing them well, too. That's another thing. But I like how he keeps his eye. Like we go back to that touchdown play. He kept his eyes downfield and did a real nice job as Gahar up the far sideline tries to break a tackle still on his feet. And the sophomore continues to drive.
Wow, just a great hard run. You see that one Jimtown defender just holding on to his jersey, but he was not going down without a fight.
Ryder gave the Jimmies a ride on that play. He just drug him along. You talk about a truck pull. He was pulling him, Kenny.
See Nash Hamby trying to hold on, just can't quite pull him down.
A play there for Ryder. So now we'll have the reserves. The Triton Varsity, a lot of things to build on, a lot of things to be encouraged about. Of course, I mean, there's going to be some conversations and film study tomorrow, I do believe, but a lot of things they have to really build on that they did well here today.
Yeah, a lot of great takeaways, especially on that defensive when we were there on the goal line, just making them really work for it to drive in. Yeah, they have a lot of size there on the line, but we're not backing down. We're firing hard off the ball and just really making them work for it. And then there on offense, we're taking what we can get, running hard, staying on our blocks, passing when we need to, and getting the catches we need.
What did they call Watkins? The activities coordinator now talking to his JV. The activities coordinator. Although he was fast enough to get away from him, he didn't have to get thrown in the pool on that party. He took off. You talk about it. I'm telling you right now, that is not a guy I want to mess with taking off running after me. He is quick.
Oh, yeah, he can
move.
He
is quick. Although it didn't end so well as the distance got a little further down. But
hey, that's why we're all football players. We don't go for the distance. We do nice short plays, get a little breather, and then you go on to the next one. Never do track, especially those 2 mile.
Oh, I could do those no problem. That was about, it's my wife's fault, but that was about 60 pounds ago. But still, and I could run. I used to be able to. There was some speed.
Here since I've graduated, I've been trying to run a lot more. Training actually did my first 5K about a month ago, but I'm good on the speed part. I'll just do it to try to stay healthy.
I have a driver's license now. I can't. I use running for emergency use only, or if I feel like showing the boys up in the driveway playing basketball. There's some film. I cover some ground pretty quick. Yeah, ask Lewis and Kate, and I can cover ground pretty quick.
Like see you going on a go route.
Seems like our camera crew down there is trying to have a little conference. I don't know what Caden's trying to get out here. So now the reserves all going to get set.
Get the clock reset.
So in body will be the quarterback for the Jimmies. Hamby in the backfield, straight behind him, as well as Kokenhauer, and a flag for the snap.
Somebody lined up in the middle.
I think we've seen a jump by Warsham.
And a quick concurrence from Blake Oosley to fellow freshman Charlie Worsham on that line. On a nice play by Kokenhauer to get outside. He's got the edge, and he takes off, trying to track him down, and he's got pay dirt there for the Jimmies.
They always go to that corner I can't get.
Well, maybe you can get you a thing to stick out of the...
Oh, yeah, that good kick-out block by 28, Tristan Harder. Key block right there. Really opens it up to him to get out there on the edge. But one thing you see all those Triton players still sprinting down, not giving up. Even if they know for sure it's getting in the end zone, you see even those linemen hustling down there.
I think there's like 6 of them right there behind him.
That's what you like to see, flow into the ball. Yeah, that is one thing that'll tick off your head coach real quick. If you see your players walking, if you see a far play going, that's one way to get yelled at there in the film room.
Well, film room, probably parents. I mean, I was guilty of it. Jackson and I came back and worked the one evening. He now runs everywhere. It's not just the football field. He runs everywhere.
Oh, yeah. At practice, you're always on the jog, never walking to a drill.
Right up the middle now here to Ben Anderson. And he's still on his feet, bouncing off tackles. He finds the edge again, and Jimtown has reservations for 6 as he gets all the way in. Again, back-to-back scoring plays for the Jimmies.
See number 33 back-to-back times on our team, Lucas Nicely. Just so close right there. He's sprinting from that far side, I believe. Got some good speed, not giving up at all, chasing him down.
Watkins talking to his defense.
Really trying to fire him up. Get those game jitters out.
Like I said, a lot of these guys and these coaches, and this year you'll hear us talk about in the interviews as well, is something really neat with this leadership council thing that they're doing with the team where, you know, they read a book, and it's meant for coaches, and now they're doing it with the players. There's a really cool story of Coach Whitaker. You'll hear his interview, and he'll really talk about it in depth. It's a really cool thing that, you know, that some other teams and another high school football team and a college team took notice, and they're doing as well with their program as well. So Triton, look at there, made the adjustment, got right back in, and made a good stop there.
Whole corral of them picking him up. They're just like at the line of scrimmage. He picks up a little bit, but you're stopping him right there.
You know, after giving up back-to-back big plays, how do you respond out of that? And that's the best way to respond, Kenny.
Yeah, they just got to, okay, like you said, forget that. Let's go back and concentrate on the job at hand and catch them.
Well, we got fans watching our stream in the audience.
I seen that earlier.
I'm going to send a text message here and say, and then we drop the phone.
Whoops.
I'll text.
Yeah, just keep shaking those big plays off. On to the next one.
Oh, let that one go.
Might have had this one jump off sides. Oh, and a good pursuit there.
Oh, can't quite.
Good move there by In-Body as he stays on his feet. He's still shaking defenders. And finally gets brought down there by Aiden Imcow.
How many times did he turn and twist here?
Let's see it.
Yeah, right there, almost offsides.
There's one. Boy, he just kept on driving, kept his eyes downfield, and kept his legs moving.
Another. That quick little lateral.
Boy, that little
stutter step right there.
Stutter step
Lethal.
there. Mercy.
Got to be breaking down before those tackles. I know we'll be hearing a lot about that.
Outside again, and that's time to Anderson. Short game brought down, I believe, there by. Catch who that was. I don't have a 34.
Not here on the roster. Good to see somebody at my old number making a nice, good tackle.
That's what I thought. I was like, I'm going to look it up now.
I was looking to see what we got. 8 plays.
Yep.
Could warm something up down there.
Is it that?
It's not too hot.
It's not. It's still green.
Green is good.
Yep.
Especially when you're talking electronics. In-Body goes out, and he looks deep. He's going to fire that one down the field. Has a man open. And a good catch there by Tucker Sohoff.
Yeah, he just right there, position, awareness of where that sideline was.
Looks like we were a little late to recognize pass there. Drop back into that coverage. Just gets behind him. At least he steps out right there. Can't quite get all the way in, but it's where your corners, you just got to be telling them, you got to think pass first. They could run it a million times. You got to be expecting that pass.
I'll have to fix it later. In-Body. Give it right up the middle, and a head of steam as Nathan Guthrie finds the end zone.
As soon as he seen that gap, he did not slow down. It was just turbo speed flying through that hole.
All right, got the end zone crew on the camera there.
Yeah. Braylon and Caden. course, good seats down there, Ryan.
Got themselves a good view.
Ryan got to experience that. There's no cannon down there, though.
Oh, well, I wouldn't use the horn tonight either, but.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to put the 2 back on from graduation.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been blasted since.
And body. Goes right up the middle, and a nice carry there for Ganger.
Oh.
Steps back in.
It's very hard to tell who has the ball on a 2-inch screen.
See, 87 Ashton Jacobs, their first one to really hold him up, bring him down. See a couple more come in afterwards, but great job by him to just wrap him up, fly all the way outside. Just because you're a lineman doesn't mean you're giving up as soon as it gets outside to the edge.
Now I can look it up. Yes, I saw that earlier. Jaden Prater is number 34.
Oh, okay. So Vinny's little brother.
Sorry about that, Jaden.
But it was a nice tackle you had there earlier.
It was a nice tackle. I'm going to make sure we give Jaden some props here.
Get those Trojans fired up to get in there and run some offense.
I can definitely tell getting that little bit of that darkness. Screens popping, colors are showing.
Got everything all geared up for a scrimmage.
So I believe we're going to get things flipped around as Coach Whitaker going to step out. Now, see, you practice what you preach. You saw him jogging out there to center field. I mean, I don't see Coach Whitaker walking on the field.
You really got to own it. I mean, just today, my players, we ended up starting practice a little late, having trouble getting all of our full pads on, but I was walking out, and my players seen me walking once it hit the fence, and they look at me, and they yell, "On the jog," and I picked it up. I was like, you guys are right. I always yell at you. So I was running the rest of the way out there. Tell you what, I was sweating by the end of that practice. We missing some numbers that game or today, and we were trying to put in some kickoff, and we didn't have enough to have somebody go kickoff return, run it back, so I had to go do that. We ran it a good bunch of times. I was gassed.
So Liam Watkins now under center here for the reserves. I formation in the backfield with Prater. Catch who the other one is.
Nope.
Bad snap. Fall on top of it.
Jaden Prater.
Lucas Nicely is the deep tailback.
Great job to see it out and just, hop right on it.
I believe Gage Riffle's going to step in and get some reps.
It's like to see Braden Gunnels just hustling off as soon as you get a sub. You're hustling right off there. You never know what's going to happen.
I like seeing Charlie Worsham under center. I think he'll be a great one as he continues to grow. Nicely with the carry, gets pushed backwards, but a nice initial hit to the gap there.
See a bunch of Jimtown Jimmies all right there, just mudding it up. Making some more substitutions, adjustments. You see every play, Jimtown Jimmies are just reeling in together, talking out, getting squared away for their next play of coverage.
Two very well-coached teams out here on this field tonight. And go to Prater. Get a few yards on the carry.
How many series do we have left?
One more after this, I believe.
Well, yeah, one more sequence. Sequence. That's the word of the day, sequence. We're like Sesame Street. We're going to have a word of the day. I'm going to start using and see if you guys can pick up on the word of the day this week. I'm going to start working on this.
The thing is, this one will be one of the season for the year because you'll never use sequence probably.
Nope, probably won't use it again.
Ever again.
See, I thought it would work. I thought sequence would work.
Had to just throw a new vocab word in there one time.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm going to have to work on that this year in some broadcasts. Nicely gets stopped there. So some confusion.
See number 55, Xavier Pratt, and number 71, Justin Shalite. There on the tackle.
Yeah. And seeing, I like what I'm seeing down here with Coach Whitaker and the official and one of the Triton players, just having a conversation. Didn't quite get himself set, and they were really walking him through on what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you want to see from your officials, and everybody kind of having a conversation, really teaching these kids how to handle themselves on the field, how to do what they need to.
Playing here at the next level.
Riffle rolls left, looking downfield, dumps it across a little too far in front for Prater.
Can't quite reel it in. See a good group of adjustments, switching our good deal linemen.
Now Charlie's going to get off.
Great strong hustle off there. Good job, Charlie.
I'm telling you, the derailer. He may be a freshman, but let me tell you, that young man, see him the next few years.
Forced to be reckoned with, absolutely.
I'm telling you, him and I, we figured out this nickname, I believe. I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before. I think he was a 7th grader. Charlie and I had a conversation about his nickname. Of course, older brother was the freight train. You don't get on the tracks when he's coming down, let me tell you. And a little miscue there, a fumble, and the Jimmies fall on it.
I think that hit one of our running backs.
Yep, somebody was just in the wrong spot on the pitch.
So Riffle talking.
Maybe he ran the wrong way or something. Easy to happen. Lots of plays going on here at this high school level. Got to get switched up, but that'll come with more study in the playbook and just as you go throughout the season.
You said a lot of youth out there. I mean, but Triton with a pretty nice freshman class coming in this year. Some good numbers.
Yeah, I lost a lot of 8th graders in my junior high, and I seen them there in the high school locker room, and I was confused. I was like, hey, guys, you got to get ready for practice. They're like, we're in high school now.
Prater gets outside, lost the ball, and Jimtown falls on top of it.
Yeah, that one, look at this shot here from behind. It just takes off across. Just
a nice strip there by Xander Whitaker for the Jimmies.
Yeah, once he was just wrapping up his forehand, just kind of punched it out. It worked out good.
Must have got a little hurry. That's where he said I put the wrong grade on there.
It's all right. We got it figured out. There's no grade 19.
Well, there could be, depending on if you start counting college, how far you go.
Well, yeah. I'm a 14th grader.
Prater again. Good strong bit of running there. Yep. And that'll do it, I believe, for their series. Or do they have one more? Sequence. See, Orion's going to top it.
Oh, look, he's on you. You're going to coin the word. He's going to stand on it.
I like it. See,
maybe me saying series made you think.
Oh, yeah, way to go, Orion. And then see how this works. It's kind of a back and forth.
A little bit of gas on you. Aaron Haynes making the call. Jumped up to the high school level as a coach now. See him doing a good job helping out these linemen. I know Coach Bragg is missing being out there for sure.
Yep. Full handles it. Now goes to Nicely. Tries to cut up field and change direction, trying to find his way through. Jimtown took away all the running lanes.
They were just flying up. He really had nowhere to go. He was looking around. Not much grass.
Okay, now that should end the sequence.
So
we got about a 4-minute break again.
About a 4-minute break. We got any more commercials or anything to play through here yet?
They're showing about 2 minutes up there. So, yeah, we'll throw something in there.
We'll take a break. Be right back right after this.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance.
We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance.
And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
All right, so now Jimtown will start their sequence. Good job up front. Leading the charge is Franklin Sullivan, number 78.
You see Logan Staten. Looks like the first one to make contact there, but yeah, gang tackling, lots of hats to the ball. Great thing to see from these young players, really learning from those upperclassmen, just seeing what they were doing out there, all 11 hats coming to the ball, and they're modeling it the same way.
Quarterback now is Colton Vitale. And he takes off and takes the ball all the way down and gets a first down.
Blake Uzi, 77 right there, just grabbing him and throwing him down to the ground using that strength.
Blake.
One thing I seen there off the snap, I seen Charlie getting double teamed, and he really kept that separation and just split the gap right there. I know the ball wasn't going his side, but they're lucky for it. He can't be stopped.
Settling back in now is Vitale, under center. Goes outside to Ganger. He's still driving, but Triton hanging with him. Nice carry, though, there on second down.
Franklin
First down.
Sullivan there again on the tackle. Great job by him. He's a kid you can really just always expect a good positive attitude to. Anytime you talk to him, he's just always in a good mood. He can put a smile on your face.
And that's another thing you need to like about what you see with the with this Triton team and getting to know these guys. Of course, we get to see them on a regular basis. As a nice pass high up in the air is almost tracked down there for Xander Whitaker. Couldn't quite corral it. But this Triton team, their attitude and they're so engaged with what the coaches are really putting out there for these guys, and that really stems from them upperclassmen all the way down.
Yeah, it's that big leadership, especially that leadership group that Whitaker's put into place. I mean, they're really implementing the philosophies that he wants to see from this whole program, all the way from seniors all the way down to the Pee Wee leagues.
Yeah, you talk about all the way down the Pee Wee leagues. This year I got to see it firsthand. This time on the catch there is number 27, Luke Thillman.
Jaden Prater right there. As soon as he gets that catch, he's pulling him right down.
So platoon swap here. So like Kenny said, he saw the schedule earlier.
Yeah, we get a chance. We'll throw it up.
I like this home away home. You got one back-to-back road game. Or road trip, I guess.
We're evened out 5-5.
Triton might have jumped across the line.
Looks like it on that far side. Somebody just had a little extra movement. Just got to be watching that ball. Get some adjustments.
And getting outside there is Guthrie as he finds his way for a first down. Liam Watkins sends him out of bounds. The meteorologist.
Love that nickname.
Well, that's where we're getting our weather reports this year. He is an aspiring meteorologist. It's what he's in. I didn't
even know that.
I talked to Dad. I heard that, and I said, you know what? Because we were talking about the Twisters movie at the party, and then he filled me in about Liam, and I'm like, well, all right. I guess I know what we're going to get before every ball game. So
makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I was really lost on that first reference, but I was just going to kind of nod my head.
It's okay.
Hey, he's learning.
He's learning. You just got to nod your head. I throw little tidbits out there, and you just got to pick up on them. He'll learn. But yeah, like I said, looking forward to that. And like I said, there's so much with all these kids. I mean, you talk about it, you see it, Braden, as you were a player on a team and as a coach now. There's so many hidden talents, some neat things about you, the stories about some of these kids that we see out here on Play on Friday nights.
And it's just a great way to just highlight all of their accomplishments and that hard work they're putting off season and in season.
And I talked to them and watching them work in the offseason, listening to them working on coming up there, I believe, with the fumble there at the bottom of the pile was Logan Collins, all fired up.
Great thing to see from a freshman. Great way to start off your high school career.
So Jimtown should have won. This would be their last hurrah.
Yep. Of course, these two teams in the regular season have met 40 times.
Yeah, because that was
a conference.
Old school, yeah.
Old school conference. Jimtown leads that series, and Triton, their lone win against the Jimmies, coming back from 1969 in the 5th meeting. Almost picked off there by Noah Mondi.
See him right there in coverage. He's ready to bat it away.
But yeah, that was one thing I did this spring when I needed something to do when Danny was in having some procedures done. I worked a little bit. I started working on the football history stuff. I don't know if Orion appreciated it or not, but it was kind of fun to read back. I got so excited. You asked Michelle. I got so excited. I'm like, hey, look at this. I went through and did all the histories and stuff like that. A lot of neat stuff you go back and find. Like Jimtown started back in 1955, and some neat stuff there I got to learn this year.
Yep, so there's, like I said, we were home, away, home, away, home, away, home. Or just that South Central Winnemac would be their back-to-back aways. So kind of get that packing up and moving and back and forth. So,
well, the good news is we can figure it out quick. Although we did find out with the sectional champion or the sectional semifinal for baseball when Orion and I went out west and did that one, we can run a broadcast off of some battery packs.
I mean, if we would have won another inning, we would have been.
Well, we had extra batteries. It just it might have broke the broadcast trying to change batteries in between, but we figured it out.
Made it through. Flexible on the fly.
Oh, that's every game.
That's every game.
It is the motto up here.
Fly by your seat broadcasting.
Well, even this computer been all summer, just off and on. Had it fired up all week. Even last night, fired up tonight. It decides it's going to be a little different.
But hey, we got between Kenny and Orion. You talk about two guys that can fix something on the fly.
At least improvise enough to get by.
Yeah, I stepped up.
I provide some support every now and then. It's not much, but I do provide some support.
Yeah, all of this is way beyond my knowledge. I came up here, cords and things flying every which way.
Well, my whole vehicle was full of stuff, and it wasn't everything because Andy had to go to get the end zone.
Yeah, we're thinking about it. Maybe we got to put a hitch on the man van and start pulling a U-Haul around Kenny or something, or get a.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, the livestock trailer is a thing.
Yeah, we're done with 4-H for right now. So
there we go. Get Travis to drive us around. He's driving.
I think a small motorcycle trailer might work.
Well, then we could put a station on the inside there with some seats. Out of the shotgun is Caden Bradley, and he hands it off to Nicely. And in there on the tackle, I do believe, was Charlie Rory for the Jimmies. So, Braden, get your practice in. Little bit different standing up here and trying to talk your way through a game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's hard to see everything that's going on and call it how it is, give everybody their due credit, but trying my best up here and just trying to teach some football.
Done a fine job, I do believe, on his first broadcast.
Yep. Winging it.
I don't know. You sound pretty good to me.
Appreciate
Nicely going to keep it there and spins his way, but gets brought down by Whitaker on the tackle.
Hear all those Jimtown Jimmy, the upperclassmen firing up the younger kids out there, really getting them fired up on every little tackle. I love to see it.
And I'm watching down here on the sideline, on the Triton sideline, looking at the players. Like I'm watching Eastside Limbo talk with Coach Whitaker on where to stand and they were talking about stance and how to use your hands. I mean, it never stops these guys' their willingness to learn from the coaching staff.
From the moment you put those pads on, you're locked into that football game. You're helping out the younger classmen. You're watching where your position is, those backups, teaching moments as soon as they get back on that sideline.
Coach Haynes sends in the play. That's Caden Bradley out of the shotgun. Play action fake, rolls left. Here comes the pressure. He's going to stop and change his direction. Now he sees an opening. He pushes to the far sideline. He's got some mood. Bradley tries his way a first down as he goes out of bounds. What a play there from Caden Bradley to change field and get away from the pressure.
It's a great thing. You see that you don't have any open receivers on that side, so you just take what you can. You don't make a risky pass and end up in an interception. You just try to roll around, see what you can find, make something out of nothing. Great job by him. It's easy to get overwhelmed. So, yeah, he held his composure extremely well.
And a lot of pressure kind of bearing down. He had to bounce outside and had to take a step back and get himself freed up. But nice job by him to find the angle and then the vision on the field to see, hey, I got an opening over here, and I trust those legs to get there.
Turned on the wheels.
He's going to roll left. Let the option play now. He'll hand it off to Nicely and a little too late on the pitch. As in on the tackle, it's Max Ganger. Nicely. Slow to get up.
He's jogging it off.
Refusing to come off the field.
So I like to see everybody's just zoned in. They don't want to be pulled off that field. They just want to keep on going.
And our rider, Gayhart, will come in for Nicely. Like I said, it's a little shaken up. Going to see.
Get him some water, kind of just walk it off, get a little stretch.
Cramping up just a little bit.
Yep. And that's the biggest thing we've seen. Remember last year, a lot of these for early games in the heat, just getting some cramps.
Not getting quite enough water during the day. Got to start beginning of the week. Little adjustments.
Now Bradley trying to send a man in motion. Now he gets his attention. Shovel pass as he gets ready to step up there. Good play and gets brought down there. On the tackle is Owen Biggs. And I believe also on the tackle was Max Ganger.
He was joined by a couple there. See some subs. There's somebody coming off.
So a couple more. As Riffle now checks in, and so does Prater.
That's what you were saying about those next man up. You got lots of levels, plenty of people that come in, plenty of substitutions. Keep your line fresh. That's what you like to see.
You know, and you got to give these coaches props, especially you guys being in charge of teenagers. I don't know how you guys get them to focus, pay attention.
Oh, it's a story. You repeat yourself a lot. I'll tell you that. You say the same thing over and over.
So it's not just me then?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I feel like a parent.
Well, sometimes they listen to you guys probably better than they listen to the parents.
That's one thing that is nice. Me being a little bit younger coach, I feel like they have a little bit of that just a little mutual respect. They knew I was a player back in there. They can kind of look up at not just some adult. It's a different sort of feeling, but got to have that fine line between friendship and coach.
Like I said, and that goes top to bottom, like you said, all the way from the high school down to the junior leagues. The coaching staffs are really just engaged with these kids and teaching them the game of football and how to play it right.
Oh, yeah. As soon as that first week started, I was locked in. These players are like my little kids now.
Triton loses the football. One more play, I do believe, of the sequence. And
you get the 7th and the 8th. Oh, there it goes. There's your hand change.
So this will be the final one.
Yep.
I thought my count was right.
I thought, and I glanced at it. No, he hadn't changed it yet.
I didn't do math. I was counting this time, so I didn't need the flashcards on this one.
A lot easier.
Yeah, I have to use flashcards with you. At least in football, I don't have to have the Andy math, although I'm getting better at guessing the yardage, but it's not for the faint of heart.
I'll try to beat you to field goal distance every time.
Okay. Riffle now goes to Prater and gets brought down there by Owen Biggs. And that's going to do it for the evening. So as Kenny put up there, we had our schedule. Tune in this year as we'll have.
Yeah, we'll throw that back up here.
Of course, we'll have as many football games as we can carry and a lot of home volleyball games and tournaments. Yep. So like I said, next week, join us as we will get ready to for the Triton and LaVille football game next week. And also join us tomorrow for the Triton volleyball tournament.
I think they're calling it the Blue Slam
early bird
special.
I don't know. Early bird. It might be early bird special.
That's an invite. It's an invite.
Early bird invite.
5 teams and everybody plays each other.
Okay. So that being said, we're going to hang it up here from the Trojan Tundra. And until next time, remember the Trojan way.